Happy Monday, everybody. How are we today? What are we? 9th of April. Oh, it's payday tomorrow. I hope that you've had a beautiful weekend. We had a gorgeous one. It was just so beautiful here in Newcastle. So nice to be able to just chill and relax. And hey, look at there, Katrina's here with us today, and she is there. Bring Katrina on. Awesome. Adding. But yes, I hope you've had a beautiful one. Wherever you are joining us from, put in there a little note so that myself and Katrina know where you're coming in from. Hey girl, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Good. Yes, I was just recounting what a beautiful weekend it was. Nice and relaxing. I've got the next 3 weekends away, so it was just lovely just to be able to chill. Beautiful here. What was it like up where you are?
Oh, gorgeous. We did much the same. We just kind of stayed. We live right next to the beach, so you don't really have to go anywhere. It's perfect.
That's exactly right. Yeah, no, we had some beautiful walks by the water as well, actually, which was perfect. Feeling very blessed about where we hang out. So, yeah, no, really good. So I'm just going to wait a second because we've got some people joining on here. Say good day to us, everybody. Let's have a little look. Tell us where you're coming in from. Hey, Michelle, how's it going? And that, hey, Denise, awesome. We've got Tam coming in from New South Wales. Despina, how you going?
I think that's directed
at Lauren.
I hope she's calling me the dork, not you, just to let you know.
It's cool. It's not a problem at all. We got, hey, Lauren's coming in from the Northern Territory, and Emma from the West. Hey, Angela. Cool. Awesome. We've got lots of people coming on. So that's really cool. Look at that, everybody. It's great. So, as we get started on these NMD lives, which have just been fantastic, there's so much great information being shared over the month, and that the first question I ask is, how long have you been in Juice Class, and how long have you been a national marketing director?
Nice and easy to start off with. So 2 years. I had my anniversary last month, which was really exciting. And I've been a national marketing director since about May last year, just before conference. I think conference was the big push.
So yeah, so nearly a year. There we go. Time flies when you're having fun, hey?
Doesn't it? Yeah.
That's really cool. Awesome. So you didn't join straight away, did you? Like, I mean, you've you're kind of, and I actually love this, and I love where there's a little bit of that quirkiness kind of thing where people kind of, might have sat back and watched, and that, because one of the biggest interesting conversations I have when I'm doing coaching calls is how people seem to feel that they are the only person that when they ask people to join, that they just, they get no's or no, not nows or whatever. And I just kind of go, you know what, that's just life. But stories like yours then actually, and we've had a couple of them, show how important it is to be making sure that you actually are still just sowing seeds or just doing life with people no matter what, and then when the time is right. So for you, beautiful girl, you knew Lauren long before you ever joined the business, hey?
I did. We were little friends in primary school. We've been friends since we were about 7, when she had this gorgeous little afro. And you know what? I think that's why I'm so resilient in this business, because for so long I thought she was crazy. I looked at her and thought, what is this thing she's doing? What are all these posts? Why is she always traveling? I didn't understand it. So I think I'm really comfortable now with people not understanding what I'm doing at the start, because I remember and I relate. So I really try and encourage with my team not to take anything personal, because it really is just their shit. I know we say that, but it is. It's them not really understanding it yet. And all we can do is lead from the front and show them how amazing this opportunity is. In one day, the penny will drop, just like it did for me. 18 months. Lauren will remind you. She'll tell you that she worked on me for 18 months.
Hey, Anna, look, hey, you were worth waiting 18 months for. I mean,
that's exactly
what you're a national marketing director.
That's exactly what I say.
It's that's the most important thing. And it was lovely. I was honored to be able to spend some time with you guys was that last month? Yeah, up catching up for your 30th birthdays and whatever, and just having some fun. It was just great to see how you guys have done life and now get to do business together as well. But I'm going to say to everybody, if the only thing you get out of this call, I know it won't be, but if the only thing you get out of this call was to say, you know what, all of those beautiful souls that have actually said no to me in the past are still worth investing into. And that's not about, you know, going and camping out on the doorstep, because if you think about what Lauren did, Lauren still got to work. So Katrina was there. She was still, you know, showing up, doing life. She was doing her business. She wasn't sitting around going, I can't go any further because, you know, Katrina hasn't joined the business yet. And that it was just, she was getting on and doing it. And because she was getting on and doing it, you got even more curious. Absolutely. So that was the thing, wasn't it?
Yeah. And she was very respectful as well. I loved that, because it was always just about sharing, you know, always just reminding me that she was there. She had this event if I wanted to watch it, you know, and she would help me get started. And that was all I needed, just every now and then, you know, and she'd check base with me, and she was my light. Like, she stood there with the light shining and just waited for me to be ready. And I think that's really our job in this, isn't it? It's not to go chasing, not to go headhunting or convincing. It's literally just to be that shiny light, you know, living the mission and waiting for other people to get it.
Yeah, absolutely. No, and it is, like, as I said, we've had a few people of late, you know, like, if, you know, you think of Lawrence Slocum, I mean, how long did Jeff, you know, basically water that seed? And again, he was just present. And then the same with Lauren and Linda with, you know, with Linda. And then, you know, Linda with, you know, Adam, or, you know, Kate and Ant, and all. I mean, there are so many stories where when people are ready, they are ready, but our job is to continue to water. So I'm sure over these 2 years, and this last year as a national marketing director, there's been maybe a couple of lessons that you kind of learned along the way. And what would be one of those that you'd like to share with us today?
Oh goodness, there was so many. When you said 3, I really had to go back and think, oh, what are the 3? But, you know, one of my first ones, and I will live this one down till my last days, is to be authentic. I just think it's so important to invest in your own potential and your own power. There's so many really cool leaders. Like, we've only just got to jump on these lives or with your uplines to understand that people kick ass in this industry. There's some really cool personalities, but no one is as special as you around your own warm market.
Amen.
Yeah, and so many people come in and they want to be a Linda or a Kira or a Nat or somebody, and you discredit everything that the universe and that God has given you to bring to the world. And I don't think it's until you tune into that power that the beauty of the business really starts moving. So I think the hard thing, though, is I get some people that come into the business and they're so happy with who they are, they're invested, and they just fly. And I would like to kind of think that that's probably why I had a lot of success at the start, because I did a lot of personal and spiritual growth first to work out who I was. So when I came into this business, it was kind of just like stepping into shoes that were waiting for me. But if you haven't done that personal growth, if you don't know who you are, so many people forget who we were because we're conditioned by environments or situations or the people around us. They start throwing all these masks on us and who we should be and what we should be like and what success looks like and all this kind of stuff, that we forget just how precious and powerful we are as an entity. So, you know, that was big for me, and I really try and push that down into my team, because I think that they need to find their own superpower before they can really embrace how amazing this business is.
Oh, I love it. I absolutely love it, because it is so true. You know, we've all walked that journey, me included, where we try to be something that we're not because we think we're supposed to wear that mask. But really and truly, you know, what has got us today to where we are in life today is because of the person who we are. And sometimes we do let it get covered up. You know, many of you would have heard me say it time and time again, our job today is just to be better than we were yesterday. That's it. I just need to be better Celine today than what I was yesterday. I don't need to be a better anybody else, just me. And I love that you've brought that to the table, Katrina, because it is so important for each of you that are watching or watching the replay afterwards. Just think about who you want to show up as. You know, who are you showing up? It's your true light. Let it shine. It's in there.
That's exactly right, Celine. We forget that we get to choose who we want to show up as. If you've got characteristics that are making you play below the line, you make the choice to change them. And that's how simple it really is. It's deciding who you want to, maybe not who you've been in the past, but who you want to be from this day forward. And exactly like you said, just deciding each day to get a little tiny bit better. until you're a lot closer to those goals.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I love it. I really do. And a few people have spoken to that. And I have to say that those who do grasp that, who actually kind of go, okay, I'm not going to be all things to all people, even just, you know, with the NMD speeches that we're prepping for conference, you know, we're talking about that. You're not going to try to be all things to all people. There's one person in that audience that is totally going to resonate with you. And that's actually the more important thing. It's a lot more fun too, doing life and business with people who do resonate with you, who have got the same values. I think that's really, really important. And being authentic is knowing what your values are and then living in those values. So I love that as your first point. Wow, that's a strong one to kick us off with. That's awesome. All righty, what's the next one?
The next one is so simple, but it's so understated. It's do the work. It's so...
Amen.
I know. I think people see, you know, I have a girl crush on Linda. She will tell you, I always tell her if I was a man, I'd marry her because she's amazing. But I always had this girl crush on her. And it wasn't until I got to know her and really understand that she's totally human. She's totally normal. Yes. And I think sometimes it's really easy to put the leaders up on a pedestal and think, oh, they got there, you know, they're successful, they're different to me, they're, you know, and kind of play below the line and blame, shame, and justify of why you can't be that person up here. It's just the work that separates somebody who makes it from somebody who doesn't. And we all have so many amazing systems and amazing leaders. Like, you just have to look at the Success Academy and things like that we get given access to understand we know what to do. And if you don't, there's resources there to do it. It's really just turning up and committing to doing the work every single day, because I'm sure, like, I've watched so many of these NMD lives. No one got here gracefully. The people that got to the top probably had the wildest journeys. We went through the most resilience, the most crap. We got things thrown at us that we weren't expecting, all those curveballs. But it's the people that get to the top that pick themselves up the next morning and continue climbing. So I think that's so important, is don't underestimate just getting up each day and doing the damn work.
Yeah, I love it. I really do. And I know I'm going to harp on again, but it's why something like as simple as the grid actually really show you, are you having conversations? Are you doing the work? You know, and thank you for mentioning the Leadership Academy, because again, guys, on there is exercises around values. So to be able to be authentic and do that work. And then, you know, the how-tos. So really, you know, so often we can kind of go, okay, we put it up on our vision board and that, and I love dream boards, vision boards, or whatever. However, sometimes what happens is we have this beautiful workshop, we create this beautiful board, and then we just sit there and go, and we, you know, we kind of think that God or the universe, whatever you kind of believe in, is going to bring it to you. And I have the mantra, God helps those who help themselves. You step in, he steps in right alongside you. But if you're just going to sit there and wish and hope, sorry, it's a wish and a hope.
Amen. Amen.
Love it, love it, love it. Do the work. Put that up on your screen today, Gina.
Sorry, someone decided to call me.
That happens to me all the time. Okay, so, all right, so be authentic and then do the work. What are you bringing it home with, girl?
Oh, my team are probably just going to be rolling their eyes with this one because they hear about it all the time. But I am such a firm believer that every choice we make, we have the decision to make it with love or make it with fear. They're the ultimate two things, regardless of what adjective you want to throw in there. You know, obviously the fear-based ones, we're worried about judgment. We're worried about negative beliefs. We're worried about being jealous, comparing. That's all negative. Love, appreciation, gratitude, faith, hope, all those things, you know, and it comes right back to the start of the business. If you are talking to somebody and they don't reply to your message, you can make a choice out of fear to go, oh my God, they hate me. They don't like this thing that I'm doing, you know, and you can really get down on yourself. And if anybody has ever done anything on quantum physics, you know that once you have that energy and that focus, that's what's going to keep thrown at you. So when you do get those choices, always turn to love and just be like, you know what, I'm really grateful that I sent that out. Hopefully when the time's right, they're going to come back. If not, I just want to wish them well on their journey. It doesn't matter, you know, but you need to make the choice for yourself that you're going to come out of love. And that exactly comes from, you know, if you're not doing the work, so our number 2, fear normally shows up as distraction or procrastination. So it's really, really important. They're fear-based decisions, right? So it's really important to try and flip the perspective around and come from a place of love so that you actually want to do the work. You want to get involved.
Wow, that's really powerful. It's really, really cool because you know, again, when you categorize it like that, you know, decision make it, you know, you're basically either going to come from love or from fear or judgment or whatever. And that there's always the two sides, isn't there? There's the plus and the minus. There's always going to be that. And bring it back into balance and just knowing as soon as we find ourselves going to that space of, oh yeah, they don't like me. And we've all done it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, you know, the conversations I used to have in my head were unbelievable. And that's the thing. And when we stop though and breathe and just kind of go, you know, you're coming from a place of love, they might not have got back to you because life might be just happening for them at the moment.
Yeah.
We don't know where people are, and if we can send them those beautiful positive prayers, vibes, whatever, and that as well, you just that's cool. It'll all kind of come out and it'll play out in the wash. But rather, you know, if that's the first choice that we go to into that whole space of, okay, I can come at this from love, or I can come at it from fear or whatever, and we come at it from love, how are we showing up? It's awesome because, you know, like you say, how we show up is what we're going to attract. We're going to attract more of that. We're still going to have the times when, you know, fear or that might show up, but if we can kind of clip ourselves and go, hang on a second, how can I come at this from love instead? I love it. Absolutely, really love that. I think it's awesome to just check ourselves on. So that's another post-it note, team. So you got a few post-it notes to put up on your computer today. Be authentic, do the work. And you know what? Come from that place of love instead of fear, judgment, whatever it might be that you find yourself going into. It is literally just coming back above the line, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And people can smell it. Like, I know we do a lot of ours online, but if you're coming, even if you're typing things out and you're coming from a place of, oh my God, I really need this to work, or that desperation, and it's still in that fear-based kind of mentality, people don't receive it as well as somebody who is just so grateful that they're even replying to them or that they're making this connection. And I think that is the difference between somebody whose business will boom really fast and someone whose business might take a long time. And it's okay, be honest with yourself. If you know that you have a past history of coming from a fear-based thinking, accept that, be okay with it, and embrace the journey. Just like Celine said, take each day at a time, and maybe think every time you get anxious or you feel like you're overanalyzing something, make that little decision to say, can I change this choice around today? Can I try and do it? And it's those baby steps will lead to, you know, 12 months down the track, you will automatically think out of love every time because you've done that, the mental exercise. You know, you've built that muscle up, and all of a sudden positive thinking is just the way of life. And I think so many people see positive people and they really want to give them 2 middle fingers because they just think, how on earth are you so happy all the time? You know, I think people really have to realize that they've gone through their shit as well, and they have just learned to build that muscle up and to be optimistic and to see the positive perception every time that it becomes available. It's definitely a practice. It's definitely an exercise.
I was listening to Tony Robbins this morning, actually, on one of those combination videos, and he actually speaks to pretty much this from the thing, because he says, like, you know, people say, oh, you know, if you're happy all the time and all that. It's not that. It's just that how you choose to show up. You still have the crappy days. You still have the conversations. You still have the times when you could make a different decision, but you actually choose to go, actually, no, this is how I want to show up. And this is what I want to do. So it's not that it's been unauthentic or plus all the time. It's just that the minuses are quicker to snap out of. Yeah. And that was the thing that when I remember when I first learned the responsibility game, and you know, when Jack Canfield was teaching it, it was a tool that just made me, you know, I still had those below the line moments, I still do, but because there's an awareness and I've been training that muscle for so long, you notice it, you make a decision, and you go, okay, how in this moment, and life's just a series of moments, how in this moment can I move back above the line? Can I come from a place of love? Can I, whatever, make that positive decision that actually is going to move you forward? And that, because we just don't know. We don't know who in that moment we will actually get to impact. And that's the way I look at it, is that we're here every day to show up as the best that we can possibly be, because we're meant to do something amazing in the world that only we can do. And so by being authentic and getting out there and doing the work, we're showing up. We're showing up, and that, I think it's really important They're awesome, Katrina. Wow. They're really, really cool. I just love it. They are simple, but they are just so, so powerful. Team, if you were to make your decision that each day this week you were going to catch yourself and go, okay, am I showing up as being authentic? Or do I know? Have I actually done the work? Like you mentioned earlier on, Katrina, have I actually done the work to see, well, what are my values? What are my top values? How is it I want to show up and then be authentic and live in that? Are you doing that? Are you genuinely doing the work? Or are you just thinking about doing the work? Okay, get the grid out. That I think is the thing that'll actually tell you that. And then look at it. Catch yourself this week going, okay, am I going to react to this situation from a place of love or a place of fear? A place of love or a place of judgment? A place of love or a place of, you know what, just having that woe is me. It only ever happens to me. Where are you actually going to go with that? And I think that if you were just to work on that each day this week, just imagine, I'd love for you to share in the chat some of the ahas that you have this week, because, you know, Katrina's shared this, this great resource with you. It'd be brilliant to be able to give some feedback. So as you notice yourself doing that, maybe just kind of comment on how did you show up, what actually happened, and, you know, what was the outcome of that? They're really cool. Anything you want to wrap us up with, darling?
No, not really, but actually one of them, I think everybody's pretty much said this, so if everybody's saying it, it's definitely, you know, success leaves clues. Plug into the system. You know, the system teaches us all this and it keeps us so warm. There's so much boring grey crap out there that you really do need to stay close to the colourful rainbow juice plus people as often as possible, because there's people that aren't living their authentic lives, that are stuck in a system. And if you don't want to be one of them, you need to be committed to turning up to training like it's your favorite TV show. You know, you need to be doing that kind of stuff to kind of, you know, you're responsible for your own success. So if you know you're not doing the work, you're not plugging in, you're not watching from the leaders, and you're not duplicating their system, then it's really hard to expect success.
Yeah, absolutely. I love it. I love it. I love it. Well, guys, I'm going to encourage you to rewatch over this, have a listen to those fantastic tips that Katrina has given you. And yeah, thank you so much, Katrina, for your time and for sharing your wisdom. Absolutely awesome. You're gorgeous. Thank you.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me on, and thank you for everything you guys do at head office. We adore you.
Oh, appreciate it. God bless, darling. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.